the good work that you started in each one of us, that you would continue to mold us into the image of our Savior.
What Jesus to sins, the value you have to God. We're told in Scriptures there's no greater love than this, than a man who lays down his life for his friend. And Jesus calls you friends. If you're watching online, I want to encourage you, take a moment and gather up some bread and some juice, something that you'll be able to celebrate communion with us, because at the end of our study tonight, taking a look at this passion of Jesus, my hope is that as we journey through these passages, that you'll come to that place of a greater appreciation of how valuable you are to Jesus because of what He has done for you. So many times we say, well, Jesus died on the cross for my sins. Great. What does that really mean? Do we really stop and meditate and reflect on what He went through on our behalf and the substitutionary action of sacrificing Himself for us? Everything that we will read tonight was What's the big deal about a rose bush? No. When you go outside of the Garden of Gethsemane, there are thorn bushes with these thorns on them. No, they're going to go right out to the thorn bush and say, here it is. No doubt they probably rolled the dice and George got the short end of it and say, George, it's your turn to go get those. Whatever the case is. But they made a crown. And they put this crown of thorns on His head. This thorny branch. And so they put it in and they mock Him and they say, Hail, King of the... They would slap Him in the face. You imagine, you're beaten, your back is turned to a hamburger, you got this crown of thorns pressed in your head. They take this rod and this robe and they put it on your hand, as the accounts tell us, and they beat you with it and they mock you, Hail, King of the Jews, and there's your king. You know, it's so funny. Person in this room or watching online that has suffered to this extent that kind of rejection, that kind of an injustice. So many people say, well, life's not fair. The world's not fair. You want to know what unfair is? That's not fair. But He did it. He did it. Because of you. Because He values you. Because you have that much value. He holds you that dear to His heart so that you will be with Him for eternity. These enemies, they sarcastically mocked Him. These Romans, King of the Jews. And as a lamb led to the slaughter. So what does Pilate do? In verses 4 and 5, he comes out and he brings Him out. Now, again, Pilate's strategy, bless his heart, he didn't know any better. Thought, if I beat this guy up enough, that sheer humanity would look at him and say, okay, that's good. But could you imagine how full of hatred that the crowd was motivated by? And where does it come from? Human. Fully man, fully human, suffering everything for us so that he would die in our stead, die in our place. He wasn't just giving off the appearance of God, but he is